Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about Audible. Just so you guys know, this is not a sponsored video. I know that a lot of YouTubers have been doing sponsored videos by Audible, but no, this is not sponsored. I'm actually coming to you from a non-sponsored opinion, and I wanted to explain to you Audible, how it works. It's an app on your phone that you can subscribe to a monthly subscription, and you get, if in Canada, it's $14.95 a month, and you get 1 credit to use on any book on the Audible website. And that book is a book that it will read to you while you are traveling, working, multitasking. It'll read to you whatever book that your little heart desires. I've been an Audible member since 2012, and I have enjoyed using this app for when I travel to and from work. My job is about an hour and 15 to 20 minutes away from my home, so when I drive into work, it usually takes that much time, and sometimes I just don't feel like listening to the radio, so I will pop on a book that I've been wanting to read and listen to it an hour and 15 minutes there and an hour and 15 minutes back, which is amazing because, you know, there's times where I really want to read a book and I just haven't had time to. And don't get me wrong, I love the old-fashioned getting a book and like cracking it open and smelling the pages and all that. And I still do that. I will still read a physical novel. But in those times where I feel like I could be more productive with my time, I can do more than, one thing at a time. This is a perfect example of me getting more out of my time, especially when I'm traveling back and forth to work. So, what I wanted to talk to you today about was a few books that I've read in the last 2 months, January and February of 2019, that I wanted to just touch upon and really, really explain to you, not deep in depth, but explain to you that it's worth a read. Now, for me personally, I love reading more, autobiographies. And I like it because usually when it's an autobiography, it is the actual celebrity reading the book. So, for example, I read Michelle Obama's biography, and she actually read the book herself. So it's kind of nice because it's like she's telling her story and you hear her voice. So you kind of connect with the reader in that way, personally for me. So that is what Michelle Obama's book is. It's called Becoming. I read this in January. It was great. She is the one that personally reads it to you. So you hear her voice and you hear her punctuation in her voice. I really did enjoy it. She really gets into detail about how she met her husband, which is Barack Obama, and she kind of also gets into detail about her life in the White House and how it was for her in the White House and just little things like that, along with some milestones in her life before she met her husband and after she met her husband. I found that Becoming was really great, and a lot of people ask me, would you rather read the book? Or would you rather listen to it? And personally for me, autobiographies, I rather listen to them because usually it is the actual, author that is actually reading to you. And that's what I love about it. So Becoming by Michelle Obama was on the top of my January list for Audible books. If you are the type of person that you find it's more interesting to listen to the book and listening to that person's voice tell you their story, then definitely pick up the Audible book. I prefer it in Audible than I do in an actual book. The next one I want to talk about is another biography, and it is, now, I was born in the late 80s, so whoever is born in the late 80s, early 90s, you will hear me out on this one. This is another, somewhat of an autobiography. It's a memoir, and it is by Melanie Brown. And Melanie Brown is Scary Spice from the Spice Girls. She has been one of my favorite Spice Girls of all time. I was a Spice Girls fan from when I was little. I had all of their albums. I still do. They're on my phone. I listen to the Spice Girls all the time. And I really was curious about her in her past, her life, that kind of thing. She came out with a brutally honest novel called Brutally Honest, and it talks about her life from flashbacks from when she was younger to current day, but she really digs deep into a really dark moment in her life, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. And I feel like a lot of people need to read this because you're not alone. And she proves that you're not alone. And I feel like a lot of girls nowadays feel like they're alone in these type of situations, physical abuse in relationships, verbal abuse in relationships. She tells you you're not alone. So she doesn't read this one completely in Audible. She has someone else read it for her because she is dyslexic, and that is just something that she deals with on a day-to-day basis. So she definitely has someone read it for her because she can't sit there for a long period of time and read long periods of time due to her dyslexia. So I still read it, like I still listen to it in Audible, and the girl who actually read it sounds very similar to her, and honestly, to me, it didn't even feel like I was listening to someone else reading it. It sounded like her. So to me, I still got the connection out of it from her experience. So Brutally Honest is another good one that I finished. Another one that I want to talk to you about is I just finished it not too long ago, like a day or two ago. This is the Shania Twain, From This Moment On. I don't know if you guys know who Shania Twain is. And personally for me, she's a Canadian. She is a music artist. She was in Canada and, migrated over into the States when she became really big. She was first country, mainly known for her country music. She kind of dabbled a little bit into pop music with one of her albums. I had always been a fan of her since I was little, and I wanted to know her life story. With this one, she talks a lot about her childhood, how she came from nothing. Her parents died really young. They were in their 40s, and they were in a car accident. From there, she, still pursued music in, working at resorts in Canada to basically make a paycheck to help out support her and her siblings, because at one point they had no more parents. And she talks about how she was found by Robert Mutt Lang, which was her first husband, I believe, and he made her huge, and they had I think 14-year marriage, had a child out of it, and then he betrayed her big time, and betrayed her with someone that she would never have thought would betray her. It is a good story. She's a Canadian singer. I loved the story. The only thing I wish she would have done was I wish she would have read the entire story herself. She only reads certain spots of the book to you. Someone else steps in for her and reads the majority of the book, but there's some chapters where she'll cut in and she'll actually read those chapters. So I think it's the beginning. She reads the beginning and then she reads the end of the book. So, and then in the middle, there's someone else reading it for her. And I feel like she could have read it and it would have been great. I don't know why she didn't read it all, but, whatever the case may be, I still liked it. I still, got a feel of her, her story and, related to it to a certain extent. And I really do recommend this one. I really am impressed with the way it was written and how she wrote it. So that was my top 3 books? Yeah, top 3 books for January and February from Audible. I was thinking of doing an Audible video every couple months just to kind of give you guys an idea of, what I've been listening to on Audible. Let me know, thumbs this video up if you want to see that. If you don't want to see it, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it and you guys are not really interested in it. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw this idea out there. Let me know if you guys like it. I'll continue to do it. Thumbs the video up and let me know. Are there any other Audible books that you guys have read that maybe you're interested in? I have read a ton of them over the years. I just haven't really made a video on them. And I really do like the J-Lo the J-Lo one. I read the J-Lo, can't remember what the book is. It's by J-Lo. She reads the entire thing. That one really touched me really well. And I think it was 2 years ago I read that. Last year I also read the Caitlyn Jenner, Secrets of My Life. That was a good one as well. And Kris Jenner was also a good one. Another good one to note is Teresa Giudice, Turning the Tables. She talks a lot about, her past life, her childhood, her life with her husband, and then, all of the charges that they got laid into with the tax evasion. And Amy Schumer is another one that I read her biography on as well from here. I read a lot of biographies on here because I prefer them. Another couple I'll mention to you guys now is Laura Graham from Gilmore Girls. I listened to hers in Audible, and Chrissy Metz from This Is Us. I listened to hers, and I also listened to Whitney Way Thor. I Do It With the Lights On is her book, and she is from the TLC show My Big Fat Fabulous Life. She's an amazing personality. I love her. Those are some ones that I've read over the last couple years that I really enjoyed when it comes to autobiographies. I do have some other non-autobiographies that I plan on listening to in Audible, and I have listened to other non-autobiography, like fictional novels on Audible. But for me, I personally feel like I gravitate more towards autobiographies on Audible because I like the connection it gives you to from the reader to the author when the author is actually reading the book to you, because it's their life story and they're telling it. I don't know, maybe that's just me, maybe it's creepy, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of cool though. Let me know down below what your thoughts are, and like the video if you want to see more Audible videos. Maybe like I'll do them quarterly every year. So every few months I'll do one just to kind of give you guys a roundup of the books that I've read or I recommend or that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.